want to talk about two things that on the surface appear to be completely unrelated. But by the end of this video, I'm going to connect them in a way that I believe will be difficult to argue with. The first thing is what happened in Game 3 of the Spurs and Timberwolves game. The second thing is that the Pentagon, as of this week, began releasing what they are calling never-before-seen files on UFOs. Files that the government has been holding on to for decades. Stay with me. Earlier this year, President Trump directed the Pentagon and relevant agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life. And on the same night the files started dropping, that was the same night Wemby scored 39 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and blocked 5 shots against the Timberwolves. Now, I'm not saying these two events are connected. I am simply saying they happened simultaneously, and I think we owe it to ourselves as a society to ask some very important questions. Now, let me set the scene in Minneapolis. The San Antonio Spurs traveled to the Target Center for Game 3 of the Western Conference semifinals. The building was hostile, the crowd was loud, and Wemby, he walked in there, all 7'4" of him, and proceeded to do something that only 3 other basketball players have ever done in 50 years of tracked playoff ball. 39 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, 13 for 18 from the field, 72% shooting. He became just the 4th player in NBA history to record 35 or more points, 15 or more rebounds, and 5 or more blocks in a single playoff game. The other 3 players on that list, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now let's return to the alien files, because the government's interagency effort to release these documents even has its own acronym, PURSUE, which stands for Presidential Unsealings and Reporting Systems for UAP Encounters. They gave it an acronym, PURSUE. I cannot tell you what to make of that, except it implies a level of institutional commitment to this project that I find both reassuring and deeply unsettling at the same time. Earlier this year, Barack Obama said on a podcast that aliens are, quote, real. He later clarified that he meant the odds are good there is life out there and that he saw no evidence of alien contact during his presidency. Now, I want to be clear that his clarification did very little to calm anyone down, because when the former president goes on a podcast and says aliens are real and then immediately walks it back, the walking back does not fully land. That is not how human psychology works. That is not how any of this works. Then you have Vice President J.D. Vance. He said that UFOs could be, quote, spiritual forces, and vowed to get to the bottom of the mystery in the skies. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here watching Victor Wembanyama levitate over Rudy Gobert, and I'm thinking, maybe Vance has a point. So let's present the evidence. I want to be clear that I am doing this in the spirit of responsible journalism and not at all because it is the most entertaining way to discuss a basketball player. Because Victor Wembanyama is 7'4". He has a wingspan that has been measured at over 8 feet long. His hands are so large that when he catches a basketball, it looks like a normal person catching a tennis ball. He can shoot threes off the dribble with range that extends well beyond the NBA three-point line. He can block shots while standing completely still because his arms are longer than the laws of physics appear to suggest they should be. He moves with a fluidity and grace that his dimensions make categorically impossible by any known understanding of human biomechanics. Wemby is from France. Now, I have been to France. It is a lovely country with excellent crepes, proud tradition of producing some very nice people. But I want to ask, has anyone been to the specific part of France where Victor Wembanyama is from and confirmed that it is in any way a normal place? With normal buildings, normal people of normal dimensions? Because I went to Paris once and I did not see anyone who looked remotely like Victor Wembanyama, and I looked quite hard. The Pentagon files include infrared footage of unidentified objects over the western United States, reports from military operations in African airspace, and sightings from troops stationed in Iraq and Syria. They have video, they have photos, they have internal military memos dating back decades describing objects that move in ways that our current understanding of propulsion and physics simply cannot explain. That sounds like Wemby. He moves in ways that our current understanding of human anatomy cannot explain in the history of professional sports. I am not drawing a conclusion. I am simply presenting two sets of facts and allowing you, my faithful viewer, to make up your own mind, which is apparently now the official government position on this topic as well. The Pentagon's press release specifically stated that President Trump is, quote, focused on providing maximum transparency to the public who can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files. I wish that was the stance they took about Jeffrey Epstein, but I digress. But here is what my mind is making up regarding these files and regarding everything else we've seen with Victor Wembanyama over the last couple of years. In 2023, the Spurs won the NBA draft lottery and selected with the first overall pick a 7'4" French teenager who had been described by NBA scouts before he ever played a game as a generational talent, unlike anything the sport has ever seen. Those are not my words. Those are the words of people who evaluate basketball players professionally for a living. People who have watched every great player of the last 50 years and said, you know, this one is different. This one is something that we have not seen before. And through 5 playoff games this postseason, he is averaging 19 points, 10 rebounds, nearly 6 blocks per game, and he leads every player in the entire postseason in that category. And on that same night, he had possibly the game of his career. That was the same night the government released the UFO files. He joined Shaq, Kareem, Hakeem on a list that was supposed to be closed. But now, in his 3rd year in the league, he was showing that he could possibly be the next GOAT. Let's not forget, he walked into the NBA playoffs for the first time in his career and immediately set a franchise record for a franchise that won 5 championships and produced Tim Duncan and David Robinson. I once watched a conversation with a NASA astronaut about the mathematical probability of extraterrestrial life, and that astronaut did not say it was impossible. So let's review. The government has confirmed there are things in our skies that they cannot explain. Barack Obama has said aliens are real and then tried to take it back, and nobody fully believed the taking back. The vice president said spiritual forces could be afoot, and Victor Wembanyama just scored 39 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and blocked 5 shots while carrying 5 fouls in a road playoff game at 22 years old while shooting 72% from the field. I am not saying Victor Wembanyama is an alien. I am saying the government just released a lot of files, and I am saying that whatever Victor Wembanyama is, human, supernatural, descendant of the Nephilim, or something the Pentagon has a file on that they have not gotten around to releasing yet, all I know is I would not want to be the NBA team trying to stop it.